Oh, hello there, Site 42 staff, as well as those of you from the greater SCP community. Welcome to another coffee break. Do it. Do it. There. Where was I? Welcome to another coffee break with Dr. Sherman, a subsidiary of the anomalous broadcast of Site 42, where our pens always work correctly the first time. That's a fact you can take home to the bank. As always, I am Dr. Theron Sherman, Site Director of Site 42, as well as its head containment specialist. And as always, once a day for a 5-month and tracking streak, I have gone live once for somewhere between 30 minutes to 3 hours to hang out with you guys, open my door to my Audiophonics lab so you can ask questions about the inner workings of the SCP facility. Now, whether it's questions about the anomalies we contain, the staff that contains them, the group of interest who try to stop us from containing them, or hypothetical containment procedures about anomalies that are outside of the SCP Foundation's purview, perhaps because they're from a different multiverse or a pataphysical narrative level, i.e. fandom, I'm here to answer your questions today for the next hour. We are starting right on the dot here of the hour, and it's a 1-hour coffee break today. But before I begin pontificating, let me start with Tyrone's Creations. Congratulations on being our first chatter of the day. Meanwhile, along with you, Tyrone's Creations, Dr. Dyshern, Jan, Mr. Scum, Amber, Light Steve, Scarlet Fox, Dr. Cullivan, Senior Researcher Alex, Dr. America, Silent Follower, SCP-049. Oh, little chat refresher there. The Thomas, Person of Interest Codename End, Aoki. All of you I have named thusly, as well as you, Cypher's Girl 666 and Scarlet. Thank you all for being here punctually, and thank you for being members. Meanwhile, Phantasmic Jenny, Avari, Diane, M3A3 Bradley, and Scary Pickle. Thank you all for being punctual as well, and thank you for being here just for being you today. So, here we are in today's stream. I see there are questions about the stream title, and I just want to warn you all. TYLENOL is just fine. This doctor says so. And not because he's afraid of SCP-3023, codename, and then it became an angry spider, where, as you'll see in the thumbnail, a excerpt from the log for SCP-3023, somebody taking a IBUPROFEN capsule had it turn into an angry spider in their throat, rip out of their neck and spine, and yeah, they are not alive anymore. Ibuprofen is bad because it turns into angry spiders in your throat. I don't care that I don't live anywhere near that place in Germany where it happened, where the anomaly is localized. I'm just not messing with it. Spiders, terrible, not allowed, hate it. Yes, in fact, if you're unfamiliar with SCP-3023, which many of you seem to be based on the oh hell no's currently in my chat, let's see, the first instance we have designated was a baseball. Baseball turned into an angry spider mid-pitch and lethally attacked the catcher, then remained on the field for the following 84 minutes before the civilians in the ballpark were able to beat it to death. Meanwhile, our fourth instance that we logged is a metal folding chair that turned into an angry spider. And this folding chair, made of metal, managed to kill 2 urban explorers who were exploring the abandoned building where that took place. The sixth instance of SCP-3023 that we have logged is a telephone. And this telephone had to be remotely detonated. And we lost some Foundation assets in the way. Then, of course, number 13, my lucky number, except no, it's not, because it's the ibuprofen gel cap in that person's throat. I hate it. Thank you, I hate it. Mercedes-Benz SUV is the 15th entry. This turned into an angry spider while doing 72 kilometers per hour on the interstate. And all of the people inside driving were crushed. And then we had to bring in an airstrike to get rid of that one. And our last logged instance, although it won't be the last, is number 19 on the list, a human skeleton. The human skeleton just turned into a spider. That's a nope from me, dog. That is a nope from me. I can make a happy spider if that's what you desire. Intern anamentity. No spiders. What I desire is no spiders. None. A lack of spiders is preferred. So other than that, hi gang, how are y'all doing today? Doing all right? What are your SCP questions as we get in here? We've got 50 minutes and change left in this stream. Let's chit chat about the Foundation. Soul Hunter, thank you for your 5-month member message as a level 1 researcher here at Site 42. We appreciate your membership and your service, especially in the battle against the white names. Doc, know what's coming soon. SCP-035 is still missing. Well, not mine. Mine's still locked up, but you must be in one of those multiversal. It's such a headache. Okay, listen, if your 035 is missing, then it couldn't have gotten far. The bodies it can be attached to deteriorate from its acid very quickly. That's part of the weakness of the entity. Why is this on? Don't do that. So, yes, check the perimeter and make sure it hasn't ended up on another person. Desk is having some technical difficulties today. So keep an eye on that. The Thomas. Desk of Alto Clef. 50 memberships to bring out a spider. No. No. Although, some of the researchers about the site have gotten really into crocheting those weird pillows that are shaped like spiders. They even got one that is patterned like the Experiment 626 entity. Every time I walk around the corner. Frickin' spider pillow. I'm sure they're mocking me. Soul Hunter, thank you for your first donation to today's stream, as well as being a member. So make sure to grab yourself a papusa on your way past the commissary. 035 wanted to go to FanX. It was last seen on a D-Class with a level 3 access card. Who gave a D-Class a level 3 access card? Who gave 035 a level 3 access card? How has your site had such intense security failures? Get it together. Senior Researcher Frogman, thank you for your 3-month member message here at Site 42. We appreciate your membership and your service as a level 1 researcher, especially in the battle against the white names. Why is my level 3 keycard missing? Wait, oh no. Stop leaving your keycard by the water cooler next to the D-Class unit. They're going to make us take a whole security seminar again. Even I have to go to those, and Gears is so boring. I'm going to make your life a living hell if we have to go through that again. Cypher's Girl, thank you for your first donation to today's stream, as well as being a member. Make sure to grab yourself a croissant on your way past the commissary. Hey, Dr. Sherman, for my drawing, should Clef be an emo fairy princess or an emo mermaid princess? I'm having trouble deciding. Well, I do know for a fact that Clef has some very bad blood with the Fae folk. So that might be rather insulting to Clef. And therefore, you might want to be careful with that option. So unless you are intentionally getting on Clef's bad side, I would, in fact, do the other one. Dr. Cullivan, thank you for your first donation to today's stream, as well as being a member. Make sure to get yourself a snow cone on your way past the commissary. Planning on dressing Josie as a spider now. But that means it'll be the same as the spider pillows, except it's moving. And listen. I'm not saying that I will go full Director Bold and kick Josie the same way Director Bold kicked a baby. But I'm not saying that might not be a reflex that I will not be blamed for if you do this plan. I don't want to do it, but I'm just telling you, I really don't like spiders. And if I find a cat-sized spider, I cannot guarantee it won't be kicked. The same way Director Bold kicked that baby. Soul Hunter, thank you for donating again. It was during a site-based containment breach and it found the card in the break room. I knew it was in the break room! Oh no. Oh no. Give me a second. Andrew, welcome to Site 42 staff. Thank you for subscribing. And now I discover that a lot of you have not heard about the Director Bold incident. So, let me look in the database. I don't remember the number, but it shouldn't be too hard to find Director Bold kicked a baby. It is, in fact, the code name of the article. SCP-6469-NICE-D. SCP-6469-D, and it's in Series 7. 6469-D is codename a baby in all caps with 5 question marks. So, in that article, SCP-6469 was an infant child appearing to be approximately 6 to 12 months old, though its true age is unknown. SCP-6469 will manifest shortly prior to immense tragedies or disasters, both artificial and natural. It will typically, though not always, manifest in public areas in the presence of several individuals. Notably, it seems to prefer religious institutions, though it seems to bear no preference towards any particular faith. It will occasionally also undergo physiological changes such as growing horns, emitting light or sound, speaking in various language, or emitting blood from its orifices. Beyond this, most of 6469's characteristics are unknown, including its relationship to the disasters it heralds. While uncertain, it is considered likely that SCP-6469 may be the cause of these events. Now, that is the description of the entity, and this is the picture of the entity. The only known photo of SCP-6469 on file. And so, from there, we have Addendum 6469-1. On the night prior to the official commissioning of Area 137, headquarters of the Decommissioning Department, SCP-6469 manifested in Director Calvin Bold's office, where Bold happened to be present, finalizing relevant documentation. The video log begins. Director Bold is at his desk, filling out forms. SCP-6469 manifests on the floor of his office, although Bold does not initially notice. SCP-6469 begins undergoing major metamorphic changes and starts speaking. Attento, Calvin Bold. È arrivato il momento in cui le tue ambizioni si realizzeranno. Eppure, dico io, solamente una tragedia. Gamogliera. Translated from Italian. Beware, Calvin Bold. The time is at hand wherein your ambitions reach fruition. But I say, only tragedy will sprout from. At this point, Director Bold notices the talking baby and recoils in shock and yells, "Ew! What is that?" Bold sprints to the child and kicks it with full force into the wall, instantly killing it. Ultimately, no disciplinary measures were enacted as the response was considered appropriate to a sudden breach in security. Furthermore, Bold himself retroactively authorized the termination of SCP-6469-D. The commissioning of Area 137 continued as planned, and SCP-6469-D's remains were eventually contained therein. So, yes. So that is our, that is basically the whole document. I skipped the special containment procedures, but it's not like they're particularly interesting because it's dead. Officer, I drop-kicked that child in self-defense. I mean, Pinecone, weirder things have happened at the Foundation. So yes, in the future, you lucky Foundation staff are now familiar with, quote, that time Director Bold kicked a baby. I think I saw a Ko-Fi come in. The Thomas, thank you for your first donation of today's stream as well as being a member, and thank you for going through the effort to go to the Ko-Fi, which takes, less fees than YouTube does. We appreciate the effort. Make sure to grab yourself a raspberry scone on your way past the commissary. Has anyone seen my level 5 key card? I think I left it near the water cooler. What is with you guys? Dropping your key cards. Gears is definitely going to come give us a seminar now. I'm so mad at you all. Dr. Cullivan, thank you for donating again. You kick the cat, I get the plush. Do not put a spider costume on Josie. I swear to frickin' 5320. Dr. Sherman, do humanoids who are human enough get needs like showering or medicine? Also, what happens if you give SCP-173 laxatives? Does it become a shit rocket? That was such a reasonable question until it wasn't. So to answer the part that matters, yes, due to the efforts of the Ethics Committee and specifically the Pasta Physics Department, humanoid anomalies in our care in several but not all universes get upwardly, I would say, better privileges than the rest of the multiverse's foundations. So better meals, a yard to do some outdoor exercise in, some game consoles that are not connected to the internet except for downloading games, which we do outside and then bring them to the non-internet area. Meanwhile, yes, showers, locker rooms, things like that for contained anomalies are part and parcel of the containment scenario. Remember, cold, not cruel. And for your other part of your question, where are you going to put the laxatives? Just rub them on the statue? Because we don't even know where the feces and blood combination that excretes actually comes from. It's not like there's a hole it comes out of. It just appears. How many kilos of frickin' waste is that? And we can't even see where it comes from? Ay, ay, ay. Doo-doo. Achromatic abatement says 17 kilos of waste product. 17 kilos of waste product is 37.5 pounds, in case you don't do metric. 37.5 pounds of a anomalous blood and feces mixture in that containment cell every day. And we don't know where it comes from. Desk, do me a favor. Allow the Great Papyrus to all caps. It's a character thing, and I'm fine with it for the joke. Rare exception. Rare exception. Selma, thank you for your first donation to today's stream, as well as being a member. Make sure to grab yourself a flan on your way past the commissary. I just bought this bottle of ibuprofen, damn it. Oh well, time to leave it in someone else's office and not warn them. Bet on who's gonna open it first? Ugh. Ugh. I'm sticking with Tylenol. I'm not messing with that. Daniel, thank you for your 1-month member message as a level 1 researcher here at Site 42. We appreciate your membership and your service, especially in the battle against the white names. Ibuprofen is bad. What about maths, i.e. SCP-1313? SCP-1313, you say? Is this solve for bear? Yep, solve for bear. So, in case you are unfamiliar with SCP-1313, it's an anomalous series of logical processes capable of being defined as a mathematical equation to which the answer is a single female specimen of Ursus arctos. The equation itself does not appear to be inherently anomalous, but rather a quirk of mathematics. Rather than producing any number of R to A set of all real numbers that are not animals, SCP-1313 resolves to produce a tangible, adult, and frequently enraged grizzly bear. The resolution does not need to be physically represented, and simply considering the problem long enough to arrive at the solution has resulted in a bear's manifestation in or around the subject solving it. So yes, certain math should be restricted because bear. Dr. Cullivan, thank you for donating again. Oh, stars. Has the spider thing happened to SCPs? Well, you gotta look into the fact that a lot of that log for 3023 is not complete. Not 32,023. That's too many. And not 3203. It's 3023. Learn how to type numbers, Dr. Sherman, please. Yes, our designation log in that article is abridged. You have articles 1, 4, 6, 13, 15, and 19. But what does that tell you? The same way that the original SCP-173 being listed as 173, even though it was the first article, it made people wonder about what other things there were. There are, at least everything between 19 and 1 is still not known. And then who knows how many beyond 19 there are. Meanwhile, yeah, we cannot have an active site in that zone where that effect activates because, yeesh, the things that would turn into spiders if we had a site in there. Your thoughts on Yellow Cake's D-Class SCP animation series? Potates, I am unfamiliar with it, so as to not have an opinion, unfortunately. Do-do-do. I think someone's mentioned this in stream before, but I just haven't,
My name is Vilchis, and I'm a D-Class SCP phone that didn't ask you that. Yeah. Not a sphere, which is weird thing. Yeah. I have a vivid and compile, then they will tell me exactly.
Well, it doesn't look bad. I'm not sure what their storyline is, but the animation's dynamic. I would be interested in maybe checking out more and seeing if it's any good. Always good to check out what's happening on SCP YouTube. It's so vast, it's hard to keep track of everything. Kaizel, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Make sure to grab yourself some pixie sticks on your way past the commissary. You didn't send a message, so just thank you for your generosity. What kind of spider is it in appearance? Black Widow, maybe tarantula? So intern Kenna, the SCP-3023 instances are, in fact, simply spider abominations of whatever object they were before. So, such as the metal chair that turned into a spider, the chair legs were legs, it grew more, and that was how it turned into a spider. So it was still a metal chair, but it was a metal chair spider. And as you can imagine, the BMW SUV that turned into a spider, or sorry, the Mercedes-Benz SUV that turned into a spider, that one was almost basically a transformer, a frickin' tank spider, which is why it needed to be hit with an airstrike. Ugh. Kaizel, thank you for donating again. What if it happened to a train? Intern crew? I don't want to know. Furthermore, you're giving me war flashbacks to that Thomas the Tank Engine spider abomination. Ugh. Junior Researcher Sherwood, thank you for your first donation of today's stream. Make sure to grab yourself a Grab yourself a tuna sandwich on your way past the commissary. Dr. Sherman, a giant owl lady is in love with me. Well, A, we do not fraternize with the anomalies. So do not flirt back. Do not return affection. Stay professional. Your job depends on it. Furthermore, yes, report this to HR, and they will give you proper guidelines to transfer to another project. Kaisel, thank you for donating again. Appreciate it. Silent Follower, thank you for your first donation to today's stream as well as being a member. Grab yourself a cup of mint chocolate chip ice cream on your way past the commissary. Like Choo Choo Charles the Spider Train. No, that's a different horrifying spider train hybrid monster. Completely different, still the same amount of abomination. Ah, but I like flirting with Mallow. Don't care. First of all, why would you flirt with an entity that's entirely incorporeal? It's intangible. You can't touch it, let alone smooch it. You're barking up the very wrong tree is what I'm saying. Why? Why would you at all? Kaisel, thank you for donating again. Much obliged. Dr. Sherman, what do you do with talking mushrooms? Put them in a box. Mushrooms don't talk. That's anomalous. They go in a containment cell. Aren't there SCPs that can make incorporeal entities corporeal? I would think so if you could just do that with Mallow. Do you know of one? Because I don't know of one. And therefore, no. Even if we could, no. We do not fraternize with the anomalies. No. Kaisel, thank you for donating again. The Thomas, thank you for donating through the Ko-Fi again. Much obliged. I'm gonna drop by security so they can block my key card real quick. I'll post a picture of the key card in media if anyone has seen it. Don't do that. It gives them the ability to forge it. No, this is a cascading failure of security. What are you all doing? Did you miss the last seminar? Because now we're gonna do it again. I mean, I guess I haven't been sleeping well lately, and Dr. Gears' security seminars are a great way to fall asleep. Daniel, thank you for your first donation to today's stream as well as being a member. Make sure to grab yourself a deviled ham sandwich on your way past the commissary. A penny for your thoughts is a much more dangerous prospect when dealing with the Fae and other such beings. I agree, wholeheartedly. No lies detected. Also, bring on the spiders, I'm hungry. No! No! Why? Why? No. I mean, I guess I want them to be gone, so if you want to eat them, that's fine with me. Dark Wolf and Mr. Rockborn, welcome to Site 42 staff. Thank you for subscribing. A Scapegoat, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Make sure to grab yourself a gelato on your way past the commissary. D-class speed dating when? Ha. We are not letting the D class date. Kaisel, thank you for donating again and actually including a message this time. I sent a picture of SCP-096 photo to your house. Be careful. Okay, well, any photos that I see detect, I'll bring a D class and I'll have them pick up the photo. That'll work. Okay, cool. Thanks for the warning. We'll make sure to get that contained. As a time check, by the way, we are 35 minutes into stream, which means we are 25 minutes left in stream. Thomas, thank you for donating again through the Ko-Fi. My keycard is embedded with biometric markers, like it says on the back, so anyone who uses that thing is going to have a bad time. Yeah, but do you know the organizations we deal with? Dealing with biometric markers is not exactly outside of their repertoire. And in fact, they might just clone you if that's the kind of thing you're setting them up for. Kaisel, thank you for donating again. I sent 200 photos with it, haha, gambling. I'm just going to burn them all. It's fine. Dr. Vidanya, that title scared me. Well, SCP-3023 scares me too. Yeesh. Dr. Sharman, did you know someone made the meme of Danish butter cookies having sewing equipment into an SCP, but it got downvoted? They called it AI. It wasn't. I was next to him when he was writing it. I don't really know the situational details at all of what you're talking about, but I would confer with site staff if you are providing proof that something wasn't AI or something like that. I don't know how their detectors work. That's a whole outside of my scope thing. Selma, thank you for donating again. Do we need to put the posters back up about the basic security and safety protocols? I swear this is going to eat into our budget. I mean, I don't know if you've been here since the start, but at least 2 to 3 people have admitted to leaving their key cards next to the water cooler in the break room, next to the D-class internment wing. So yeah, I think we got to put the posters back up. Escapegoat, thank you for donating again. Nice shirt, look handsome today. Any Halloween plans? Well, thank you. Yes, the Oogie Boogie is a good shirt. Now, I mean, I'll still be doing my daily stream, and then I'll be heading over to a designated off-campus site where we'll be able to partake in the tradition of handing out candy to trick-or-treaters to stop them from taking over the world. We got to make sure to placate the demons before things get bad. You are all familiar with that particular anomaly designation. I'm just pulling up the number right now. SCP-031-J, the Evening of Terrors. So if you do not handle the trick-or-treaters correctly on SCP-031-J, the Evening of Terrors, terrible things might happen. So I'm going to be doing my part for the Foundation. Some of you can have your Halloween parties and all, but I'm going to make sure that things stay contained out there. Da-da-da-da-da. Kaisel, thank you for donating again. And Ty, Thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Make sure to grab yourself a, let's say grab yourself a hot link on your way past the commissary. Hello, Dr. Sherman. Hope you're doing well. Definitely not with the GOC. The way you said things, it makes me suspicious that you actually are with the Global Occult Coalition. You do understand how language works, how you have raised suspicion that was not even there, and now you have made it suspicious. Keep an eye on that one. Dr. Sherman, if the Men in Black were in the SCP universe, would you guys cooperate? Well, I do relish their policy of keeping the anomalous from the public. I'm a big fan. I would imagine they'd be similar to the UIU. In fact, as a spin-off of the US government, although they seem to be better with their funding than the UIU, so at least they're a little more competent. I mean, yes, it would be the kind of thing where we don't work with them unless we have to, and we don't often work with the UIU. We've collaborated with the GOC a lot more, taking on bigger threats, because they're a well-armed and funded force. The UIU, not so much. Why is everyone trying to kill this 682? Well, SCP-682 is one of the very few anomalies that we at the Foundation are willing to try and destroy, because it is a nigh unkillable lizard with a hatred of all things living, to the point that it wants to do a bending Rodriguez and kill all humans, baby. And so from there, we need to make sure it doesn't do that. But the problem is, everything we throw at it, it adapts to it. So we've got to be really surgically precise with the kill shot. Otherwise, it will just adapt to that and we won't be able to do it again. Nothing's worked yet, but we're working on it. Hey, have you ever seen SCP-096's face before? Intern Morgan, I have seen artistic depictions, and that is about it, because if you look at the real thing, you get murked. In some universes, I know that Dr. Clef made a big printed poster of 096's face and put it up on the wall after they successfully decommissioned 096. And so in that universe, they have seen the real face. Selma, thank you for donating again. What's the counter for our day since last incident / breach today, sir? Oh, I'm pretty sure it's only like 2. I don't remember if anything happened yesterday, but I think either 2 or 3 days ago there was a breach. Ty, welcome to Mobile Task Force Captainship here at Site 42. We appreciate your membership and your service, especially in the battle against the white names. Scapegoat, thank you for donating again. Any dance or dancing-themed SCPs, as you're the utmost authority on the subject. So, the number 1, I'll give you 2 dancing SCPs. Number 1 is simply called the Party Balloon. And SCP-2258, no, that's not the right one. SCP-1367 is the party balloon. And it is a party, or it is a floating balloon that when it comes in contact with a group of people as it floats by, it starts to anomalously make them want to party. And so, you know, there's a lot of dancing around that anomaly. And of course, as Mr. Scum so rightfully pointed out, who can forget SCP codename The Safety Dance? SCP-3688 is a very specific set of movements that cause you to become invincible if you perform them properly. This type of magic in Foundation parlance is called a kinetoglyph. And so if you can do the movements correctly, then you can become functionally invincible. You can cause minor and major reality-bending effects based on your sweet, sweet dance moves. This is why the Foundation Fitness Initiative's dance classes are part of the budget. Doctors of my chat. The desk would like to remind you, A, to please speak in English in the chat. Both Desk and I only speak English. Stupid Americans, you know how it is. And he can't moderate successfully if you talk in another language, so he times out other languages. Be aware. Secondarily, while you can tag Desk to ask questions and or talk to Desk, do not just tag Desk to get him to ask me a question. He is not a telephone to me. Help the desk help you, Chad. Help the desk help you. Dr. A. Mask, thank you for your first donation to today's stream, as well as being a member, I believe, and for going through the Ko-Fi so we can save that sweet fees that YouTube takes. So much obliged on the effort. Make sure to grab yourself a slice of key lime pie on your way past the commissary. These people collectively losing their access cards is wild. They need to be demoted. I say as I hide a level 4 key card in one of my many pockets. Put that thing back where you found it, or so help me. So help me. So help me. So help me. Dr. Cullivan, thank you for donating again. Wait, do Meanwhile in Australia to 096. You see, here's the thing. That makes things act the opposite of how they normally act. 096's whole thing is killing those who have seen its face. So what do you think the opposite of that is? You got the answer? If we Meanwhile in Australia, SCP-096, it's gonna go kill everybody who hasn't seen its face. And, you know, maybe you'll see its face as it's running towards you, you'll be lucky. But if it gets up behind you before you turn your head, you're gone. Kaput! So, no, we're not gonna do that, you see. Ty, thank you for donating again. So how do I get site schematic? I mean, where's the commissary? Also love your work. Well, you are now a mobile task force captain here at Site 42, so, I mean, don't be shy. You're supposed to have site schematics so you can run security protocols. So yes, head over to the head mobile task force desk and security will buzz you in. Dr. Puppeteer, thank you for your level 1 researcher 1-month member message. We appreciate your membership and your service, especially in the battle against the white names. I'm about to open a portal to spook desk anytime. Well, you just warned Desk, who is monitoring the chat, so I don't know that your spookum is going to work as effectively now. We really got to teach some of our recruits better stratagems. The Thomas, thank you for donating again through the Ko-Fi. I got tenure, don't worry. I got it back, it was next to the water cooler. Thank you for retrieving your key card. Don't lose it again. Guys, likes are higher than people. Ah yes, Mobile Task Force Psi-42, codename The Signal Boosters. You have achieved your mission for the day's stream and got the likes above the viewer count. The YouTube algorithm will appreciate that and bring us more people who we can funnel into the SCP fandom. They will help us to support the wiki and its creatives. So I appreciate your efforts. Congratulations on a job well done. Signal Boosters. All right, browser is refreshing for some reason. Give me one moment to come back to chat. Tyrone's Creations, thank you for donating for the first time today? Second time? First timer again? First timer again? I think it's your first donation of the day, so grab yourself some, grab yourself a Twinkie Wiener sandwich on your way past the commissary. I assure you this key card is mine, signed Dr. Mask. Are you sure? Are you sure? A what? What? A what? A lot of people saying a what? Are you guys unfamiliar with the Twinkie Wiener sandwich? This is a delicacy, well known to those who travel in, one might say, weirder circles. You have to turn your Twinkie upside down and cut a slit, and then you put your hot dog in it, and then you hit it with the Cheese Whiz, and then you finish by dunking it in a glass of milk. It is a delicacy in the weird circles, well known from those of the weird persuasion, especially the Weird Al, the progenitor of the Twinkie Wiener sandwich. If you're unfamiliar, I ask you to look at the documentation known as UHF. UHF by the Weird Al is where you're going to find the origination of that meal. Yes, SCP-953, of course I'm talking about Weird Alfred Yankovic. I mean, do you expect the world of the weird and anomalous not to include Al? Come on, son. Escape Goat, thank you for donating again. Any SCPs located in Africa? Well, beyond the fact that there are probably plenty contained in Africa, I mean, first and foremost, we know about the slaughter of the vampires that lived in Africa. You know, all that holy water because they blessed the rains. But if I search for Africa in the database, SCP-6001 has something going on there. SCP-2747 has something going on in South Africa. There's plenty of articles in Africa if you just search the database. And by the way, chat, we are in the last 5 minutes of stream right now. We are in the last 5 minutes, so get your questions in quick. Just a malfunctioning AI. Thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Make sure to get yourself, I guess some binary bytes on your way past the commissary. How do I know if I'm about to black out? Well, for human beings, that would be a question of dizziness, shortness of breath. But for a malfunctioning AI, I would imagine there's some sort of virus or glitch you would be worried about. Perhaps you should see the diagnostics program to clarify your situation. Is it okay that I eat ramen without the broth? Signed, Dr. Alex. Well, I hear there are those who prefer it that way, and then it has better satiating capabilities because of that. Dr. Sherman, what happens when the sites have epidemics, non-anomalous and anomalous ones? What happens, I'm asking because someone at Site 17 got rabies and the pneumonic plague and TB at the same time somehow. Well, one person getting numerous diseases does not an epidemic make. That is just one unfortunate person. An epidemic requires spread to other staff members. If you quarantine that single member, you will lock down the problem and that will be the end of that. But yes, you think an organization like ours doesn't have suitable quarantine procedures? That's like our whole thing. Escape Goat, thank you for donating again. Hope you get a coffee milkshake and have a great day. You know, coffee milkshake does sound pretty good. Maybe I'll go down that route once we wrap up. Mallow is looking at me weird. Well, just ignore it. If you were dumb enough to download the app, you have to get used to ignoring the stalking incorporeal furry that's following you for the rest of your life now. Get good, scrub. To the person asking about infection, sounds like someone stole SCP-1025 again. You know, Wolf, I was worried about that. I didn't want to bring it up to stir paranoia, but it does seem like something that person could have been doing some reading, and we do not want that book out of its storage locker again, not after the mass hysteria it caused before. Oops, Dr. Sherman, I let SCP-682 out. What do I do? Mallow, you are an incorporeal, intangible furry. You cannot touch things. How would you access the security console? Think before you lie. What is this? Dr. Sherman, you always look stressed and tense. Well, have you seen what I'm dealing with here? Even in my containment hazard assessment team, i.e. chat, I'm getting pranked and lied to. It is a You'd think we'd just here be answering nice questions about the Foundation, like I offered these for. But here we are. All right, Site 42 staff. We are officially past the 60-minute mark of today's stream, which means I have to get on to the next anomalies that I am supposed to be testing today. So I have to bid you adieu, but before I do, as always is a tradition here around the stream, I tell you guys my favorite SCPs as a sign-off. Now, I'm not going to tell you that my favorite SCPs are the ones I personally wrote. That would be cheating. Of course, I enjoy the SCP documents I personally wrote. And hey, if you want to see the SCPs I have written, you can go to the Sherm's author page in Site 42 Hub on the SCP Wiki. There, you can see all of the SCPs that I have personally written, as well as given voice lines or different sound effects for, contributed to in other ways, things like that. And on that page, along with the SCPs, if you look one tab over, you'll see a series of links. Links that people are very often very interested in finding, but just for some reason they're too lazy to find. They don't look hard enough, especially when they really, really want to find the links, but they don't put in the effort. You guys know how to put in the effort, though. And while you're there, among those links, you will find the Site 42 Patreon or the YouTube channel memberships if you want to donate to us monthly, the Ko-Fi or the YouTube Super Chats if you want to donate to us once at a time. If you donate to Site 42 directly to help us out, we appreciate you helping us keep the lights on. Meanwhile, if you can't donate because you're part of the broke gang, and trust me, we're an arts community. Starving artist is a phrase for a reason. We get it, broke gang. We've all been there. Many of us are still there. And so, even if that's the case, as long as you're here in the chat, liking, sharing, subscribing, watching watch time engagement for the videos and the streams, you are a valuable member of Mobile Task Force Site 42, codename the Signal Boosters. It's because of your efforts that we at Site 42 grow strong as a funnel to bring people to the SCP Wiki and its authors, artists, animators, game devs, filmmakers, merch makers, etc. And so we appreciate your efforts. Thank you for your service. Now, without further ado, my favorite SCPs in no particular order are SCP-3999, SCP-3043, SCP-008-J, SCP-Spooky-J, SCP-5031, SCP-5175, SCP-5320, and SCP-8980. But, you know, trigger warning that last one, it's a bit of a rougher read. Speed round. 3999-3043-008-J, Spooky-J, 5031, 5175, 5320, 8980. Content warning on the last one, it's a rough read. Now, there are a couple donations and questions I wanted to ask before my final sign-off here. Hey, does anyone know the name of every O5 member? I want to write down my book. Intern Yagami, no. But if you do want information about the O5s, and you're not trying to kill them, and you're of a high enough classification level, you can go to the O5 dossier on the SCP Wiki for multiversal information on multiple O5 members. Meanwhile, Just a Malfunctioning AI, thank you for donating again. You should read I Have No Mouth, But I Must Scream. Oh, I have read that before. It's a very nice little short story. Actually, it's funny how SCP-like it is at the end of the day. It's not much different than SCPs are now. Science fiction really doesn't change over the years. Meanwhile, Dr. Cullivan, thank you for donating again. America has a question. Well, what is America's question? What is America's question? I'm rolling through the chat. What are we talking about? Boss, my birthday is in less than 2 weeks. Will I get presents? Well, happy almost birthday. And I assume that the present giving tradition is still prominent at your site, isn't it? I would be shocked unless you have really, really annoyed a whole bunch of people at your site. Then they might not give you presents. But I would assume it's possible. You're all very, very excited about AM, a giant supercomputer that wants to kill all humans, except for the ones that it's going to toy with for eternity. You're a little too excited about rooting for the bad guy. Gonna have to keep track of that. But in the meantime, Site 42 staff, I hope you've had fun at this coffee break with Dr. Sherman, a subsidiary of the anomalous broadcast from Site 42. I have been Dr. Theron Sherman, Site Director of Site 42 and Head Containment Specialist. I hope you had fun. I hope you learned something. Be safe, be well, and as always, secure, contain, protect. I'll see you in the next video or stream. Smeared black ink. Your palms are sweaty, and I'm barely listening to last demands. I'm staring at the asphalt, wondering what's buried underneath where I am. Where I am. Where my badge. A vinyl sticker with big block letters adherent to my chest that tells your new friends I am a visitor here. I am not permanent, and the only thing keeping me dry is you seem so out of context in this gaudy apartment complex. A stranger with your door key explaining that I'm just visiting. And I am finally seeing that I was the one worth leaving. Why I was the one worth leaving. The credit song is "The District Sleeps Alone Tonight" by the Postal Service. Stay safe, Site 42 fam. Secure, contain, protect.